Hi, I'm Irene Tansman, author of Abie and Arlene's Autism War. Today I'd like to talk to you about ABA, Applied Behavior Analysis, and whether I think it's humane. ABA is the practice of applying psychological and behavioral principles of learning theory in a systematic way to modify behavior. While you'll see behavioral procedures being used in special education and human services, you will also see this way of teaching in practically all education. For those of you learning a foreign language, Duolingo, an online program and mobile app which claims to be the most popular way to learn a language in the world, uses behavioral procedures to help you learn languages. I personally study every day with Duolingo. When my son was growing up, ABA was a blunt instrument. There have been many advances over the last 3 decades. For instance, back when Isaac was young, it was considered okay to force a learner to sit at the table so that they could learn at the table. Catherine Maurice describes this practice in her book, Let Me Hear Your Voice, published in 1993. Today, modern behaviorists don't recommend forcing. Instead, they recommend making sure the fun is in the learning environment, so the fun is at the table, so the kid wants to be at the table, so that the learner gets the idea that learning is actually enjoyable. Throughout the years, I saw many inhumane practices in ABA programs throughout those years. And I described these practices in my book, Abie and Arlene's Autism War. So I'm not saying that the ABA critics don't have a point, but I don't believe that modern ABA is inhumane. On the contrary, I believe that doing nothing is the most inhumane path for someone with severe autism. Now, there are families who believe that if they just accept autism, as some people have advocated, and not treat autism, as some people have advocated, that their child will eventually become someone who can go to Harvard, who can get married, who can hold a job, and do anything they set their mind to do. The folks that advocate in this way are selling you snake oil. The opposite is true. I have seen what happens when individuals with severe autism do not receive the intervention they need. Those who do not get help usually end up with no skills and horrific behavior. This is what I've seen time and time again. I've never seen the opposite. You can get married and you can go to Harvard and you can have a job. I've never seen that. Our family works with a private behaviorist who provides consultation to us about how we can help our son. We have found this to be extremely helpful, and I'm going to give you an example of a recommendation she gave us, and you can decide whether this is humane or inhumane. Isaac needs to initiate communication. It's not enough that Isaac knows words and can answer questions. He must speak up when he needs something. And I have done other videos about this, that this is advocacy for people who have severe autism. Isaac's oral language is too whispery and not intelligible. Therefore, he has to use a device to clearly state his needs to whoever is with him. Whether that would be someone who knows him really well, like me, or a new staff person who's never met him before. He has to be able to communicate to everybody. When he realizes that speaking up for himself reaps more benefits than doing something like stealing what he wants, he will choose to communicate more often rather than steal. When Isaac asks for something, this is what she recommended. When Isaac's asked for something, we need to make sure he gets it. In other words, We have to provide that. If he's with us, if he's in his program, we have to advocate that he gets it. Okay, if he asks for a walk, I have to get off my chair and take him for a walk. If he wants to eat, I have to get him something to eat. Think for a moment whether this is inhumane, and then think again about not doing that. Is that humane or is that inhumane? I hope my video has been helpful to you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.